Hello everyone, I am Mrs Esther Massey. Today we will study the first chapter of history, the French Revolution. Before moving further, let me give you a brief introduction about French Revolution. The French Revolution is regarded as the landmark in human history because of its far-reaching consequences. It put an end to all the old traditions and institutions and gave birth to a new political idea of liberty, equality, and fraternity. It created a stir in the whole of Europe and had its impact on many countries of the world. The French Revolution. On the morning of 14 July 1789, the city of Paris was in a state of alarm. The king had commanded troops to move into the city. Rumors spread that he would soon order the army to open fire upon the citizens. Some 7,000 men and women gathered in front of the town hall and decided to form a people's militia. They broke into a number of government buildings in search of arms. Finally, a group of several hundred people marched towards the eastern part of the city and stormed the fortress prison, the Bastille, where they hoped to find hoarded ammunition. In the armed fight that followed, the commander of the Bastille was killed and the prisoners released through there were only 7 of them. Yet the Bastille was hated by all because it stood for the despotic power of the king. The fortress was demolished and its stones fragments were sold in markets to all those who wished to keep a souvenir of its destruction. The days that followed saw more rioting both in Paris and the countryside. Most people were protesting against the high prices of bread. Much later, when historians look back upon the time, they saw it was the beginning of a chain of events that ultimately led to the execution of the king in France. Though most people at that time did not anticipate this outcome. How and why did this happen? We'll study it further. The old regime and its crisis. The old regime is usually used to describe the society and institutions of France before 1789. The seed of the French Revolution was sown in the ancient regime. There was an absolute monarchy in France. The king regarded himself as the representative of God on earth. In 1774, Louis XVI of Bourbon family of kings ascended the throne of France. He was 20 years old and married to Austrian Princess Marie Antoinette. Upon his ascension, the new king found an empty treasury. Long years of war had drained the financial resources of France. Added to this was the cost of maintaining an extravagant court at the immense palace of Versailles. Under Louis XVI, France helped the 13 American colonies to gain their independence from the common enemy, Britain. The war added more than $1 billion to a debt that had already risen to more than $2 billion. Lenders who gave the state credit now began to charge 10% interest on loans, so the French government was obliged to spend an increasing percentage of its budget on interest payment alone. To meet its regular expenses such as cost of maintaining an army, the court running government offices or universities, the state was forced to increase taxes. Yet even this measure could not have sufficed. French society in the 18th century was divided into 3 estates, and only members of the 3rd estates paid taxes. I hope you all have understood this much. We'll continue this lesson in my next video. Thanks for watching.